So speculation is pretty well ended that Bill Belichick will take the North Carolina NCAA football coaching job. Now, let's put some perspective on this. The debate about saying that Belichick is the greatest NFL coach of all time, well, no. He's the most successful. He's got the most rings, but unless Don Shula, Vince Lombardi, Tom Landry, Paul Brown, and other key ones never existed, I think he's at least top 10, but like I said, successful, number one, but the best, no. Now, that's beside the point. What we're talking about today is some details are emerging about the contract for Belichick in North Carolina. Now, according to Evan Massey of Sports Illustrated, the former New England Patriots head coach is ironing out contract details with UNC. Now, he has officially agreed to a deal with the North Carolina Tar Heels to become their next head coach towards the 2025 season. He will be taking his talents to the college football world. To say that Belichick making the move to college football was a surprise would be an understatement, not to us in Canada. We heard of it this months ago. Everyone expected him to be back in the NFL sideline in 2025. However, he had other plans. Belichick would look to build North Carolina into a national title contender in the coming years. As reported by Brendan Marks of The Athletic, Belichick is getting a very healthy contract for the Tar Heels. The details have emerged on the deal, with Marks reporting that Belichick will be getting a 3-year, $30 million contract, which I think is pretty fair. Needless to say, Belichick is getting a lucrative deal from North Carolina. He has also been rumored getting his desired coaching staff and many different demands in the deal as well. More likely, Belichick will completely change the outlook for the Tar Heels. His presence alone will make the program one of the most attractive to play for in college football. He should be able to have a very strong impact in the transfer portal and in recruiting. There are a lot of players who would love to play for a legend like Belichick. As for Patriots fans, they're excited to see Belichick back on the sidelines. They're even more excited that they won't have to face him in the NFL. It will be very interesting to see what Belichick is able to do with North Carolina. He'll have a lot of backing from the school, and his experience alone should help the on-field production improve. This is one of the biggest head coaching hires in recent college football history, comparable to Deion Sanders with last year. The Tar Heels clearly were not holding anything back from trying to get back into title contention. All of that being said, the deal is official, and Belichick again is the new head coach at North Carolina. Next season can't get here soon enough. Now, this is a one person's opinion, but with the Deion Sanders situation, we knew there was going to be movement to get more like an NFL presence into the NCAA. Now, North Carolina obviously is more known for basketball than football. Now, but it took 3 people to write this article, and this is the weirdest lead I've ever seen. This is from ESPN, Pete Thamel, Adam Schefter, and Chris Lowe. In one of the most stunning and compelling moves in college football history, 6-time Super Bowl winning coach Bill Belichick was named the new head coach at North Carolina Wednesday night. Stunning and compelling moves. He just asked him for a 3-year deal. He happened to have no job. Now, North Carolina officials said the sides agreed to a 5-year deal. This was last night, which was approved by the Board of Trustees during an emergency meeting Thursday. A news conference to introduce Belichick was set for Thursday at 3 p.m. Atlantic time. Belichick, who's now 72, worked in the NFL in some capacity from 75 until his divorce from the Patriots after the 2023 season. This was his first college coaching job. Of course, he was mentored by Tom Landry and Roger Staubach as a young gentleman. Belichick's father, Steve, served as AC for the Tar Heels from 53 to 55, so that's a good connection. Belichick said as part of a release announcing the move, "I grew up around college football with my dad and treasured those times. I've always wanted to coach in college, and now I've been looking forward to building the football program in Chapel Hill." Now, Belichick's hiring in North Carolina, which hasn't won an ACC title since 1980, was spearheaded by board chair John P. Prayer, no pun intended on that name, who had homed in on Belichick in recent weeks. Sources told ESPN that the sides met multiple times at length, including for 5 hours Sunday, and those talks culminated in Belichick finalizing the deal Wednesday. For a program awash in apathy and mediocrity, this marks a distinct and compelling shift from Mac Brown, as Belichick gave the Tar Heels an unprecedented jolt to star power for 2025 and beyond. Tar Heels Athletic Director Bubba Cunningham said hiring Belichick positions the program well amid the challenging landscape of college sports. Belichick is a football legend, and hiring him to lead our program represents a new approach that will ensure Carolina football can evolve, compete, and win today and in the future, Cunningham said in the release. At Carolina, we believe in providing championship opportunities and the best experience possible for our student athletes, and Coach Belichick shares that commitment. Michael Lombardi, a former NFL executive who was also assistant under Belichick with the Patriots for 3 years, said Wednesday evening that he would serve as a GM of the Tar Heels program. The Patriots' 6 Super Bowls under Belichick are an NFL record. He also won 2 more in the AC with the Giants. He enters college football with 333 NFL wins, behind only Don Shula's record of 347. And again, Belichick not the best ever, but the most victories, as we say. North Carolina fired Brown 73 on November 26 after a 6-6 campaign, ending his second stint at the school with a 44-33 record over 6 campaigns. He coached the Tar Heels regular season finale, a 35-30 loss to NC State, then said it was a great time for me to get out. I'm not sure they have a bowl game. If somebody can fill that in, we'll talk about it. The hiring of the famously aloof Belichick, who joked Monday on the Pat McAfee show about his news conference aura, we're going to Jacket River, represented a significant shift from Brownie's surfy Southern charm. Belichick has spent his year away from coaching, doing multiple media jobs, while making it clear he wanted to return to the sideline. After he explored multiple NFL positions last year following his departure from New England, it was expected he would explore the NFL market again. But sources told ESPN that a return to coaching in general had been paramount for Belichick. He spent a lot of time around his former assistants, Washington Husky coach Jed Fish, and talked to friends and former ACs around college football. Belichick's son Steven is the Huskies' defensive coordinator and expected to be involved with North Carolina staff in some way. I said heavy nepotism, of course. Through the NFL draft every year, Belichick has built up a reserve of college coach confidants, and he's popped up in places such as Washington, Rutgers, and LSU this year for college games. Belichick has also spent recent days familiarizing himself with the transfer portal and NIL, and he spent a lot of time on how the organizational chart of a college system would work. Now, the idea, ladies and gentlemen, of Belichick in college football, it's going to give them a boost in the first half of the season. And he said this in a way, if I wasn't a college program, we would pipeline the NFL for the players that have the ability to play in the NFL. It would be a professional program, training, nutrition, scheme, coaching, and techniques that would transfer to the NFL. But don't forget the CFL is quite strong too. This would make him as well as the oldest head coach in the FBS. The previous oldest entering the season was Mac Brown, who was Belichick is succeeding in North Carolina. Now, other names that had emerged in the search, including veteran NFL coach Steve Wilkes, Tulane coach John Sumrall, Georgia defensive coordinator Glenn Schumann, Army coach Jeff Monken, and Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith is probably staying with the Steelers this year. Smith indicated he would be staying with the Steelers, and Tulane reached an agreement in principle with Sumrall on a contract extension. Now, if talks between Belichick and North Carolina had broken down, according to ESPN, Cleveland Browns passing game specialist and tight ends coach Tommy Rees was considered a favorite to land the Tar Heels job, league sources told ESPN. Rees interviewed for the job twice, and he had Nick Saban as an advocate. So with Deion Sanders maybe heading to the NFL for the Cowboys next year and Belichick heading to the NCAA, we're seeing a resurgence in the NCAA in recent years with the playoff format and the strong Saturday afternoon packages on ABC, Fox, and all the other myriad of networks, including actually CW. This is a great time to be a college football fan, similar to the Notre Dame glory years of the 70s, which included USC, UCLA, all the big teams, Georgia, Alabama. So it's going to be interesting. So good luck to Bill Belichick in North Carolina. I think he can play over 500 next year. He needs a good Canadian quarterback and 2 good Samoan running backs. As we like to say in the CFL, you never have enough good Canadians or Samoans. Thanks for listening.